Yeah, good, right. All right, so we're gonna start simply today, waking up the body, waking up a little bit more the respiratory system, and then we're gonna go start with rolling. As you know, we're gonna use a small rolling ball, whichever size you have, rather smaller one would be great. If you have the double ball, it's also good, right? Um, you're gonna have to need a foam roller. You can also have the big double one, right? You can also have just this one's very simple um, roller. Then you can also have either a band, maybe a towel if you don't have a band, rather would be good to stretch out, or a belt. All right, good. We're gonna start onto the mat. So prepare yourself, get comfortable. I'm gonna have my equipment sorted here nearby me. Make sure you have a sip of water every now and then whenever you need it. Because we're going to be here for about 40 minutes. So keep hydrated. Um, Simply starting onto your mat, there is the music for us playing. Simply, we're going to start onto the mat, awakening the mind and the body unit, all right? Get yourself comfortable, spread your toesies away from each other, about hip width apart. Just make sure that you're stable and give me just simple shoulder rotations to start with, all right? Just nice, easy rolls. That's it. As you're rolling, go ahead and feel the center of your body. It's right here, sinking low down onto your mat. As you're rolling your shoulders, now send your energy up high. So grow taller, right? Keep rolling in this direction for another 4 to 6. You're gonna feel a slight warm up in your shoulders, in your clavicula, in your neck as well. And now after 2 of these, we're gonna touch the shoulders and rotate the elbows. That's it. Now you may feel slight cracking in your chest area or here in your solar plexus. It's completely fine. This is what we want to have, okay? Feel free to look slightly up. Continue rolling in here. And now every time you lift your elbows, open up that chest. And again, open up that chest. I'm gonna tell you later why we do all of these openings. We want to make sure the chest is open. There's enough space for the heart and for the lungs. Continue for 4, nice and slow. Just wake up your upper body, your neck, all of your vertebrae in the thoracic area. Last G, last one. Okay, let's go slightly down with the upper body, grabbing 2, 3 flowers and bringing them up nice and slow. No rushing, just very gentle waking up of the body. Now when we go and dive down, we slightly bend the knees. That's it. Brush the floor, come up, open up, and let's breathe. We have 4 down. And on the way up, feel free to inhale, expand the chest, and again down, nice and easy. That's why we want to warm up, because we want our blood to circulate a little bit better so that our muscles listen to us. And because we want our joints to start move smoother, right? Give me one more. We're releasing this synovial fluid in the joints, stay up, and give me slight stretches up. Now you're gonna feel a slight stretch right here on the side of your body. Continue reaching a little bit higher each time for last G, each side, last one. And give me now a slight tilt. A little bit deeper stretch for your oblique muscles. There you go, nice and easy warm up. You're gonna feel now your lower back working. Give me 4, a little bit deeper sideways, a little bit deeper side. Last G, last one. Release, place your feet away. Toes are slightly pointing to the corners and start with the hip roast. Okay, because we're gonna be rolling our muscles and we're gonna go over some joints, continue rotating and increasing the circles. Yeah, we want them to be a little bit warmer, right? So now when we sleep, our fascia, because we're gonna work on the fascia, it's embracing every little cell, muscle cell, all the bones. The body has, I don't know how many layers of fascia. This fascia is made out of water and protein. During the night, it dries up and it shrinks and becomes small. And imagine yourself like a raisin. So that's why in the morning you feel stiff, change the direction. You feel a little bit stiff, especially in the lower back, hamstrings, maybe also thighs, also right here in front. We want now this fascia to be prepared for the day, right? When the fascia is nice and elastic and released, not squeezed like a raisin, then the whole body feels free to move in each direction. Okay, now we're gonna change the direction. I'm gonna come to the end of the mat. Make sure you get comfortable. Build the bridge, bone by bone, reach the floor onto a four-leg stance. Now here we're gonna go for spine flexion and extension. So the cat cow, simply nose and tailbone up, simply nose and tailbone down. On the way up, we inhale, we expand the chest. On the way down, we exhale, we push the belly button up towards the ceiling. And again, nice and easy. Up, inhale, down, exhale. We're gonna go for 4 more of these. Up, inhale, nice and easy. Down, exhale, push the belly button. Now make sure your fingers are strong, continuing here. Make sure you're pushing the ground. Use it as a force to help yourself. Continue for last 2. Last one up. Easy, last one down. Come back to the neutral. Prepare your toes behind you and push up into the down dog. I'm gonna take my jacket off so that you can see me better. You're gonna stay into the down dog for me for a second. We'll adjust the fingers. Make sure your palms are strongly pressing your mat. Now feel free to give me a little bit of breathing in here. Maybe lift your heels up and down several times. You're gonna feel your calves working and stretching at the same time, your hamstrings as well. And now from here, we're gonna go and bend the knees and we'll push into the plank with exhale. With the inhale, we'll push into the down dog, we'll bend the knees, and with the exhale, we'll push into the plank. This is a little wave, again, down dog, bended knees, exhale, push into the plank. Again, down dog, bended knees, push into the plank. Continue, down dog, inhale, bend the knees, push, exhale. Now, as you're home, continuing this wave. As you are in home or at home, make sure you make use of the oxygen, right? So don't be afraid to breathe deeply in, to expand your lungs and to feed your body with oxygen, okay? It's very important for your brain, for your muscles, for the system to function well and to listen to you, right? The mind is stronger than the body. So we have to make sure that the mind functions well on the first place. So go ahead and deliver more oxygen. We have last 2. I'm sure your body already feels the hot wave because of the planking. Okay, release your knees down and let's change the position. Now we're gonna sit onto the mat. At first, the feet are parallel to each other, toes are pointing to the front. We're gonna lay into the back and we'll warm up a little bit the paw and the hamstrings. Palms are down, shoulders are down, head is down. Our hip is only tucking in, squeezing the paw and releasing. Now the hip tucking in, squeeze the paw and release. And again, tuck in and release. Squeeze the paw and again release. Make sure your knees are pointing up, that your feet are hip width apart. We have just 4 of these. You're gonna feel the squeeze, you're gonna feel the work in your glutes or in your paw muscles. Last 2, squeeze in, release. Last 2, then we're gonna push up into the full bridging. So squeeze again your paw. This time continue pushing all the way up, all the way up. Inhale in here, push a little bit higher, and now start coming down, bone by bone, vertebra, vertebra, down. And again, squeeze in, continue pushing up, 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 as high as you can. Inhale, squeeze your paw, push a little bit higher, and with the exhale, start rolling down. Very good. Last one in here. Again, squeeze the paw, tuck in, push up into the full bridge. Come as high as you can. Inhale, expand the chest. Let's go and push a little bit higher and release slowly, bone by bone down. Okay, there you go. Nice. we're done here with the warm up. So make sure you adjust yourself, have a sip of water if you need to, and reach out to your massage ball, or if you have a double ball, or if you have a foot roller, the long ones, this is also gonna work, okay? I'm gonna use my little ball. I'm gonna place it in front down, and now we're gonna start using the equipment to release the fascia and the trigger points of our muscles, simply down from the feet, crawling up to the top of the head. Let's start simply with the left foot, just pushing the heel up, rolling over the toes and coming back down, okay? Just make sure you completely awaken your foot, give that range of motion for your toes and the heel, stretching out the heel. Is our feet, as we know, are our roots, right? The better they are placed down, the more stable they are, then the whole alignment up, knees, hips, lower back, chest, head, neck is also well aligned, right? So make sure that you have warm feet. Just for another one, and change the leg, simply the other side. That's it. See which foot feels a little bit tighter. For example, my foot, for me is the left one, but you see it as the right one, is a little bit tighter, right? Maybe I place a little bit more weight on this foot during the day, unconsciously. So I have to make sure that now I monitor my body and I see how it feels, which side, the right or the left, feels more comfortable to stretch and to work with, and see, all right, maybe the side that is not feeling so comfortable needs to be worked upon a little bit more. Let's go for last two. Last one. And now go ahead and use your ball with the first foot and start rolling. Okay. So we're gonna search for hot spots or trigger points. You start from your toesies, you press and you roll all the way to your heel. I'm gonna stand this way for you and you roll. Give me about 10 of these rolls. Continue rolling. Push, roll, roll, roll all the way up to the heel and come back. And again, roll, 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 press on the way back, press two. Give me another, let's say 3 of these. Continue pressing. Make sure you use a little bit more weight with each roll. So you press down. I feel already goosebumps all over my body because if you have so many different spots, let's go for last one. And now here, on the way back, stop in the middle of your foot and search for a little ball in there. It's usually right here on the arch of your foot. Search for this spot. Wow, I have goosebumps running over my back all the way to the top of my head. So press on this ball. It's usually a very tight muscle. I might practice as manual therapist. I'm also a manual therapist, and working with lots of people who have to work standing. These spots are really key, right? So go ahead, if you have lots of work standing up, you're gonna have to benefit from this for the rest of your day. So go ahead, push. Okay, let's have a little release. Breathe in, breathe out, and push again. Find this spot, push a little bit harder this time. You may feel it like needles, you may feel it like a little pinching, maybe like a knife. Go ahead, find it, press on it, hold it in there. Oh, wow. My feet needed this morning. Good, release. And let's go to the other side. So I have the other foot right here. Again, start simply rolling from the toes. Find your balance well on the other foot, all the way to the heel and come back, right? Again, press down, press, 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 press all the way to the heel, roll. And on the way back, continue pressing, right? And again, press down, roll, roll, roll through the middle of the foot, all the way to the heel. And on the way back, continue pressing. Okay. Now, there's a little secret right here. There's a chain of fascia or fascian, which is running, continue rolling, which is running all the way down from the feet up to the front of your eyebrow of your face, right? Continue rolling. It starts from here, the inside of your big toe joint runs right here. Here is very tight. Continue rolling your foot. Goes all the way back to the calf, hamstring, to the paw, back, Very tight fascia here, very strong to keep the middle of your body. Then continues up here, neck, also very strong, and comes all the way here. Let's go and press now in the middle of the foot, find that hot spot. Search for it, see maybe this foot is a little bit lighter, maybe it's a little bit stronger pain-wise. Continue pressing a little bit longer, just as on the other side. I'm gonna give you a cue when to release. Continue pressing, you're gonna feel the hot wave crawling up, coming all the way up here. So now you understand why you have this feeling running up, because this is the fascia chain. Release, have a breath in, expand the chest, and release. Another breath in. With the exhale, let's go and push again in the middle of the foot, just right there where you found this little tight muscle ball. Continue releasing or pressing, and it's going to be releasing at the same time. I know it's weird, you apply pressure, but it releases from underneath. Let's go and stand in here for another 8 to 10 seconds. Continue pressing, find your breathing piece. Slowly release, have a breath in, expand the chest, breath out, let it go. Now place this ball away. One last thing for the feet, your big toe. Bend it underneath and place the other toes in front, right? It looks like this. Big toe is down. The other toes are pointing to the front. So you're making kind of a split with your toes, right? Keep stretching, keep stretching, keep stretching. If you need to help yourself and adjust your toes. The big one is bent underneath, pointing down. The other ones I'm pointing in front of you. Stay here for a couple of seconds. Good. Now place your whole foot down. Bring the big toe up. Only the big toe. Up, up, up. This is attracting this whole muscle right here. Go, press up or pull up. Have a breath in. The other toes are pushing the mat. Release, shake it off, other side. Again, the big toe is bended underneath. The other toes are pointing to the front. Here, I'm gonna adjust my foot. Big toe is bended down and is pointing behind. The second, third, fourth, fifth toe are down on the ground or onto the mat and pointing this way. So again, little split, right? The big toe takes so much weight during your day. It's like the last spot of your foot that takes the balance, right? Make sure you take care, you facilitate it, and take care of the elasticity of this big joint. Let's go and point with the big toe up. So you're gonna have to stick it out. The second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth toe are down onto the mat. Big toe is pointing like thumbs up. Last couple of seconds, keep it up. And release. Nice. Let's go grab the mat, the roller. We'll be now transferring down to the mat, so make sure you're comfortable. Take this roller. If you have the small one, you can also use the small one. It's completely fine. We're gonna start with the calves, right? All right. So the calves are right here. You're gonna support yourself onto your palms, onto your other foot. Popo is off the floor. Now you start, as you have placed the roller underneath your ankle joint, to roll. Feel free to bend the knee that is working, of the leg that is onto the roll. Continue rolling still down there around the Achilles and the beginning of your calf muscle, just in the middle. Give another 3 of these rolls. At the same time, you push the ground to your palms. If it's not comfortable, use your elbows. It's completely fine. If your palms and wrists are sensitive, use your elbows. Now let's go and rotate the foot outwards and roll the calf onto the outer line. Go ahead, all the way up to your knee. Go ahead, all the way up to your knee. That's it. Adjust yourself, make sure you're comfortable. You may need to change your position every now and then, just like this. Let's go, rotate the foot inwards and rotate the inner line of the calf. The calf has 2 belly muscles, inner and outer. Lateral one is the outer one, a little bit thinner. The inner one is a little bit thicker. Now let's come back to the middle. This time I'm gonna apply a bit more pressure. You take the other foot, you place it onto your shin, you push your popo up either onto your wrists or elbows, and you start rolling. Start small. You feel the pressure now. Fascia is already releasing. Let's go all the way up to the knee and all the way down to the ankle. Up to the knee, down to the ankle. Again, make sure you're comfortable. Change the position if you need to. Continue the breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Last 3. Press. And again, press. Last one, press. All right, nice and easy. Change the leg. Start small. Down all around your Achilles in the beginning of the calf. Other foot is supporting, palms or elbows. Let's go. Nice and easy. Your working foot or the foot that is onto the roller can be flexed or released as you feel, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Release would be better because then your calf would be softer. There will be no tension in the calf muscle, right? Therefore, you'll be able to go a little bit deeper with the push. Let's go to the outer line. Rotate the foot outwards so that your toes are pointing to the outer side of the roller, to the upper corner of the room. Give me last G, all the way up to your knee. All the way up to your knee. Last one right here. And let's rotate the foot inwards and go ahead and roll the inner side of the calf or the inner belly muscle. That's it. Now, depending on how your feet are standing onto the ground, then you have difference in the outer, in the inner muscles of your calves, right? There will be different in tightness and thickness. So let's come back into the middle. Let's place the other foot on top of the shin. Lift your popo up and start small. Much more pressure right here. Feel free to relax that foot that's onto the roller. Then you're gonna feel your calf much softer. You will not be fighting. Woo, this is going so deep. Now let's go and roll all the way up to the knee. We have last 5 rows. Make sure you adjust yourself comfortably onto your palms or elbows, whichever feels comfortable. That's it, all the way up to the knee. Again, all the way up to the knee. All the way up to the knee. And whenever you're ready with your rolls, release it and adjust yourself. Now the calves are done. You can give a little shake, a little tap. I'm going quite strong with this. Full activation of the circulation right here. Go ahead and continue tapping. Use your fists and tap with the flat part. Continue tapping for another 10 times, 15 times each side. Nice and easy, soft calves. Tap, 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 tap. You're gonna feel them quite active. And then they'll be hanging down, right? Nice and soft. Good, now we're gonna continue with the row. I'm gonna place it onto the first leg that we started with. I'm gonna go for the hamstrings. Again, palms and a foot, rolling. Popo is up. It's a little bit easier now because the center of mass, which is right here, is closer to the row. So there's not so much weight onto the wrists. Continue rolling in here, all the way down from the knee, all the way up to your paw. Continue rolling, continue rolling. Let's go for last 3, 2, last one. Now go ahead and rotate your foot again outwards. And feel free to slightly also turn your hips, pointing to the upper corner of your room. Continue rolling. Feel free to come down to your elbow and support yourself slightly from the front or from the back. Now you're gonna feel rolling slightly on the outside of your thigh. We have last 3, all the way down from the knee up to your paw. Last 2, keep the whole line pointing out of you to the upper corner. Last one, let's go and adjust into the center. And now rotate the toes to the other corner. So we'll be rolling technically the inner side of the thigh. Again, adjust your palms, maybe come down one elbow and transfer the other arm in front of you. Hips are off the floor, and we roll the inner side of the thigh. Woof. All the way down from the knee up to the paw. Wow, this bar training that I'm doing every day is really tightening up my inner thighs. So for example, this is really sensitive place for me, and I need to do it a little bit slower. If you need to be slower with the rolls, go ahead and be slower. Yeah, we're gonna now change the position. Let's go rotate, change the legs. And again, start in the middle. Adjust yourself, foot down, palms or elbows. And again, the middle line. Very simple. Go ahead and figure out how this hamstring feels. It's also belonging to the posterior or to the back chain muscles. So we've been working so far only on the back chain muscles, right? Continue here for another 5. Pick your pace, maybe slower, maybe quicker. All the way down to the knee, up to the paw. So afterwards, we'll continue to the front. So the front or anterior muscle chain. Let's go and turn the toes in and rotate the inner thigh. So feel free again to adjust yourself onto your elbow, slightly rotating your hips as well. Find the tempo of rolling. If you need a little bit slower in here, go ahead and make it slower. The inner side is usually very sensitive, but they are a great support, and they are also antagonists, which are supporting the hip joints on a different level that we do not really realize during the day. So for healthy hips, I'm gonna make sure that the inner thighs are strong. Good, last tune here. Last one in this tempo. And let's change the direction. This time, rotate your toes out away from you. Again, adjust yourself. We're gonna rotate the outer back side of the thigh. I'm gonna see how it feels. Is it tighter? Now you see me with my back. I'm lifting that heel up. It helps me a lot to perform the rocking movement. Continue here for another 3, another 2, last one. And let's release the paw. Let's change the position. Now we're gonna turn around and give a little break to the posterior or the back chain. I'm gonna work onto the front. So pick the first side that you've been working with and place the roll right here. In a comfortable position, right above your knee joint, okay? Not onto the knee, right above it. Now you have again your palms or your elbows for support together with your knee and foot. See how you want to start, with the knee on the ground or off the ground. It's almost like a plank, but you don't have so much workout here, right? Because you're applying the pressure onto your thigh. Now you see my foot back there is off the ground. What I'm doing is I'm using the roller to push on it and to roll upwards towards my groin, right? And again, I perform the rocking movement. My whole body moves back and front. I use my knee and my foot over here for support. Now I'm rolling on top of my thigh. Continue rolling in here for another 3. Nice and deep. Make sure you adjust yourself, that you're comfortable, and choose the amount of pressure you can apply, right? The more you push with your arms, the less pressure you apply on the leg. The less you push with the arms, the more pressure you apply onto your muscle. Good, let's go now in this position. Release the foot down, slightly rotate the hips in a way that you have the roller slightly onto the outer side of your thigh. You have your palms and your other foot in front and you roll. See, I am slightly rolling the outer part of my thigh. Now there's gonna be a little bulb or a little muscle ball, which is gonna jump around. Try to find it now. Adjust the mat, find it, and stay on it. Stay on that little bulb. Release that foot. Support yourself onto the other. Make sure you hold the ground. If it's too much pressure, then push the ground with your foot. Release for a second, and again, push down. Find this little bulb. It's like a little, very, very tight muscle onto your thigh, and stand in there. It's usually slightly above the knee on the outer side. Staying there. Have a breath in. Hey, breathe out and release. Good. Now we're gonna go and breathe in, work onto the inner side of the thigh. So you're gonna put the roller diagonally, slightly diagonally. You're gonna again use your palms and the knee and the toes tucked in while your inner thigh is rolling, right? Feel free to come down to your elbows as well. Adjust yourself, make sure you're finding the correct position so that you're stable enough. And your leg is like a little bit open, right? It's resting onto the roller. And you start from the line right above the knee. It's gonna be quite uncomfortable, just telling you. And again, start small. See how much pressure you want to apply. If you're up, then you can apply a little bit more pressure. If you're down, then you have a little bit less. And continue here, nice and slow. Start all the way from the knee, above the knee, and press, rolling up to the groin. And again, come back. And let's go again, from the knee, rolling nice and smoothly up, 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 up. I feel like if a scissors are cutting my inner thigh, but it feels good. You know, it feels bad, but it feels good at the same time. Last two. Last one, again, all the way up. Release. And let's change the legs. Okay, simply starting on the other side. Middle line. Place the roller comfortably. Place yourself onto your palms, onto your foot. Release that thigh, maybe also onto your knee, whatever feels good. You place the thigh starting from right above the knee onto the mat. Bend that knee back there so that the foot is up away from the floor and start rolling. Again, see which side, which line feels tight. Now this class is particularly pointing out your awareness and your attention to differentiating how your left and right side feel. You have perfect opportunity to check out on which side you have muscle bulbs, muscle tightness, to compare, and then to see, all right, so if my left side is altogether tighter, continue rolling. If altogether my left side is tighter than the right one, then what am I doing during the day to reach to this state of this balance between the left and the right? What we want to have is complete balance, left and right side. Last two. Last one, and let's readjust and slightly take the outer part of the thigh, starting down from the knee. Again, adjust yourself, palms, foot stable. This time the foot is released down there and roll slightly onto the other outer part. If you want, you can also place your knee down, whatever feels more comfortable, depending on the mobility that you have right now, the way you feel today, if your knees are sensitive or not. Continue rolling from above the knee up to the groin, the outer part. Last three. Nice and slow and smooth. Very strong fascia right there. Last two. Wow. My right leg is very tight, I must say. I don't know how you feel. If you already found the spot, let's go and press on this spot again. Adjust however you feel more comfortable. Find this little bulb or little bow. It's usually above the knee on the outer side of your thigh. So go ahead, search for it. Release that foot down there and see how much pressure you would like to apply on that spot. Staying there, continue the breathing pattern, regulate the oxygen intake, very important. Okay, release for a second. I'm gonna give you a second try in here. Breathe in, breathe out. Go ahead and again, find this little spot. Oof. And again, choose the position where you apply more or less pressure onto that spot. Remember to release that foot down there. This one here is stable, maybe on your knee. Okay, release this one and let's adjust the roller. What did we do? Slightly diagonal, right? Now we adjust ourselves above the roll, palms, knee, and the other leg is resting onto the roll. I'm gonna show you this way. Here, my palms are down, my knees down, my foot is prepared. The other leg is slightly turned out and resting onto the roller. And let's go. I'm gonna go down to my elbows and start rolling. From above the knee onto the inner thigh and coming back. And again, nice and slow and smooth, all the way up. Maybe try to apply a little bit more pressure with each slide, with each roll, so that you smoothly increase the intensity. Continue here, we have another 4. Press, 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 and come back. And again, if you need to do it slower, go ahead and do it slower. It's a great wake up for all muscle chains in the legs. Last one. Okay, yeah, let's leave the legs here. And now we're gonna go and roll the back. So let's place the roller down. Adjust yourself so that you're sitting onto your paw. And you have the roller starting from right underneath your lower back, right? So now here we're gonna use our elbows. The paw is slightly off the ground. And you may feel your spine onto the roll. So for this purpose, slightly tilt yourself sideways. Let me show you this way, and push with one arm slightly up so that your hips are tilted diagonally. Your belly button is pointing to the upper corner of the room. And I'll start rolling right here. You're gonna feel only one side of your roller back, of your lower back rolling, right? You roll from your hip or from your pelvis bone up to the beginning of your ribs or of your rib cage. So it's this small of a distance that you roll onto, okay? Just there. This is the QL muscle, very strong, small square muscle, which is holding on the center of our bodies. Continue rolling in there. It may feel again like needles. Support yourself with the feet, with your elbow. Here, the palm could also be support. Let's go for another 5. Continue pressing. Again, not too up high. You're only rolling your lower back. Hips are slightly tilted. Last 2. Last one. Pop on the ground. And again, adjust the mat, the roller onto the mat. Again, elbows down, popo up. Slightly rotate your hips now to the other side. Your belly button is pointing to the upper corner of the studio, not up, upper corner. And again, roll. Not too far away, just down to the bone. You're gonna feel the hip bone or the pelvis. And you're gonna roll up to the beginning of your ribs. You're gonna feel that muscle. It's very small, very short, very tight. Again, monitor, check out if the left side is tighter or the right side is tighter. If one side is tighter, means that you're constantly pressing onto it or contracting this muscle during the day. So think about what you should do during the day in order to avoid these habits, right? Give me last 4, continue pressing. Oh, okay, we got to this very, very, very deep fascia, very thick fascia. Release the paw down and let's go and roll the back. Now you're gonna start with the roller. Make sure you're comfortable. Place it right underneath your scapula or your angel wings, right? Place your arms right behind your neck. Popo comes off the ground and you roll now down to the end of the rib cage, up over the scapula. And again, down to the rib cage and over the scapula. Continuing here, figure out what feels comfortable. If your elbows need to be pointing up or if your elbows need to be pointing sideways. Most importantly, see how you help yourself with your feet. If you need to readjust the roller, go ahead, readjust the roller. Give me another 4, 5 to maximum 6 of these rolls, nice and slow. Make sure that you come over your scapula. I know it may be a little bit painful on the bones. It's not hurting anything, don't worry. There are certain points onto the scapula which are very important for activating the upper body and the circulation for the arms, simultaneously for your lymph nodes right there. So make sure you go over, you press there, it's quite uncomfortable, and come back. Whenever you're done with your 5-6 rows, release. And now I want you to stay right where you are with the roller underneath your scapula. Place your arms underneath your back and release your head down on the ground so that you have technically your back fully arched, okay? Fully arched. Open up your arms. If you need to see first, and then perform. Now, as you have your head down, you're fully arched into your back. You have arms stretched out. Close them up. And again, inhale, open. Close them up. And again, inhale, open. Close them up. Continue here for 5. And close them up. Again, inhale, expand the chest, close them up. Inhale, expand the chest, close them up. Give me just last one over here. Easily finishing up. Good. Grab your head again underneath. Lift it off the ground. Now roll your roller onto your neck, okay? Onto your neck in the beginning of your skull, right here. Now, as you have your back resting on the ground and your head onto the roller, or the beginning of the skull or of your head onto a roller, start moving your head sideways. So your nose points to one corner, then center, then another corner. Again, center, one corner. You're gonna feel a hot wave now spreading down onto your back. It's quite pleasant. It's a little bit like goosebumps, like hot wave, maybe needles. Continue here, just simply rolling your nose. So find the beginning of the skull. I'm going to show you it's right here. These 2 little mountains. This is what you want to roll onto the roller. Again, let's go for about 10 of these. You can release your arms and just move your head. You can help your head with your arms and push in each direction with each arm just to help yourself. Continue here. Finish up your 10, maximum 12 rows. It feels quite comfortable. Whenever you're finished, stay in the center, put your palms onto your mat, prepare your feet, and lift your hips off the ground, your back off the ground, so that you're standing only onto your head on the roller. Now stay in here. That's it. Continue with your nose to point upwards. Don't move it sideways. So see what I'm doing and then perform it, right? Don't try to look into the phone or tablet or computer while you're doing it. Stay here, have a breath in. So it's like a small breathing, right? It's just that you apply pressure onto the 2 mountains of your head. Again, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, with an exhale, release. Okay, nice. If you need to support your head to stand up, support your head to stand up, maybe grab your knee and come up. That was a nice activation here of the last very tight fascia right there. Now we're gonna take the elastic, the band or the belt, whatever you have, and we're gonna take it and place it. We're gonna first place ourselves onto our tummies. We're gonna place the elastic, the belt, or whatever you have, a towel, in your arms. So we're laying down to the chest. Our toes are pointed, right? And we point then with the arms in front of us, almost like Spider-Man, right? Just 2 of the arms are pointing in front. We're pulling the elastic, the belt, or the towel so that it's straight. And here we're gonna point with the nose down to the mat, right? So we have one straight line from the top of the head down to the toes. What we're going to do, just check out and see quickly. We're bending the elbows behind us, pulling that towel, belt, or elastic, and then stretching them out. And again, elbows coming down, bending, 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 bending. Now you have your popo working. Your knees are fully extended. Your toes are pointed. So the whole line from the top of your head down to your toes, this whole line of muscles is working, right? I want you to activate them. Continue with this movement in here for about 10 times. Continue with the breath. Concentrate on the full straight line from the top of the head down to the toes. You're gonna feel that your muscles start to shake. You have your shoulders off the ground, of course. You have the shoulders also away from the ears. Whenever you're done with your 10, maximum 12 of these pulls or pulses, you're gonna release the band. I have one more. Continue if you have not done them. Whenever you're done, then release the band. Bend your knees and grab your ankles from the outside. And guess what we're going to do? Full activation of the back chain muscle, full stretch of the front of the chest. So you're coming up, trying to stretch or straighten your knees while lifting up the back, pointing with the nose up to the ceiling and releasing. Let's go for 3 of these. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Squeeze your paw, lift your knees off the ground and release. You're gonna feel the stretch in your chest. Again, up, up, up. Stay there, inhale, release. Give me one more. Again, lifting up the body, opening the chest, looking up to the ceiling, look up, inhale, and release. All right, everyone, let your legs free. Push the ground now and sit onto your heels into the baby position. Tiny little rest. Support your head. Make sure you release your head so that your neck is not working and just staying there and rest for a second, okay? I want you to feel your hips sinking heavy down to the ground. I want you to feel your head sinking heavy down to the ground. Have an inhale as you're down. Have an exhale. And now adjust your palms onto the mat. Place them down. Come up onto a four-leg stance. Touch your toes. Give me the down dog. Beautiful stretch for your hamstrings, for your back. Push, 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 push. Heels down onto the ground. Popo pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. And release slowly this down dog. Walking with your feet towards your palms. And now give me a beautiful crawling up onto your shins with your palms, onto your knees, onto your thighs. Stand up. Give me the sun salutation. Greeting to the sun. And thank you so much for joining. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Have a sip of water and please enjoy your day. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope this gave you a little bit of a release and now you feel warm and ready to move. Why we were working a lot for opening the chest, let me just tell you, because this part is a little bit neglected from all of us. We tend to release the shoulders down and therefore we close right here, the chest. Here is the heart, we have the lungs, we have the liver. We want to deliver space. So let's open up and keep the shoulders down. If you have a chance, each one of you, I have 5 of you today here, please do a little opening each morning. This is gonna help you start the day with open chest and released clavicle and shoulders. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.